Countries with the highest debt. Have you ever noticed something strange? Some of the richest countries in the world are also some of the most heavily indebted. The United States, Japan, Italy, France, the United Kingdom. Countries with modern cities, advanced technology, and high living standards. Yet they owe trillions. At first, that sounds impossible. How can wealthy countries be drowning in debt? And more importantly, if entire countries struggle with debt, what does that tell us about the way modern financial systems actually work? Let's look closer. Imagine a typical young professional living in America. After taxes, they bring home around $4,000 per month. Not bad. But then reality begins. Rent takes $1,600. A car payment costs $450. Insurance, utilities, groceries, and phone bills take another $1,000. A student loan payment removes $300. And before the month is even halfway over, most of the paycheck is already gone. Now add one more thing. Lifestyle pressure. Friends are upgrading phones. Coworkers are taking vacations. Social media constantly displays people living better, traveling more, and buying newer things. So the credit card comes out. A few $100s here. A few $100s there. Nothing feels dangerous in the moment. But debt rarely becomes a problem overnight. It grows quietly. In exactly the same way many countries accumulate debt. Take the United States. The government spends money on infrastructure, defense, healthcare programs, education, and countless other services. When spending exceeds tax revenue, the difference is borrowed. Year after year. Decade after decade. Eventually, debt reaches levels that sound almost unreal. And this isn't unique to America. Japan's government debt is more than double the size of its entire economy. Several European countries also carry debt loads that would seem alarming if they belonged to a household. But here's the interesting part. Debt itself is not always the problem. The real issue is whether future income can support today's borrowing. Let's make it simple. Imagine borrowing $10,000 today. If that money helps you earn $20,000 more in the future, the debt may have been worthwhile. But if the money was spent on things that disappear tomorrow, the equation changes completely. This is where many individuals get trapped. A $1,200 smartphone bought on credit doesn't stay worth $1,200. A vacation financed with debt creates memories, but not future income. Yet the interest payments remain. Let's look at the math. Suppose someone carries a $5,000 credit card balance at 20% interest. That's roughly $1,000 per year just in interest. Not paying down the principal. Just the cost of staying in debt. Over several years, thousands of dollars quietly disappear. And here's the psychological reason this keeps happening. Human beings naturally value the present more than the future. Psychologists call this present bias. The pleasure of buying something today feels real. The future cost feels distant and abstract. Our brains often treat future problems as someone else's responsibility, even though that future person is still us. Countries face a similar challenge. Politicians often operate within short election cycles. The benefits of spending are visible immediately. The costs may not appear until years later. So both governments and individuals can fall into the same pattern. Prioritizing today's comfort over tomorrow's flexibility. The long-term impact is rarely dramatic at first. That's what makes debt dangerous. It doesn't usually explode overnight. Instead, it slowly reduces options. A person burdened by debt may delay buying a home. Delay investing. Delay changing careers. Delay starting a business. The monthly payments quietly control future decisions. At a national level, high debt can have a similar effect. more tax revenue must go toward interest payments. Less remains available for future priorities. Resources become tied to past decisions. But financially intelligent people tend to view debt differently. They don't automatically avoid it. And they don't automatically embrace it. Instead, they ask a simple question. Will this decision improve my future financial position, or simply improve my mood today? It's a small difference in thinking. But over decades, it creates dramatically different outcomes. The wealthiest countries are not necessarily debt-free. And the smartest individuals aren't always debt-free either. The real distinction is understanding the purpose of debt and recognizing its long-term cost before signing up for it. Because debt isn't just about money. It's about future freedom. And whether that freedom is expanding or shrinking. The next time you hear that a country owes trillions of dollars, remember. The story isn't really about debt. It's about the relationship between today's choices and tomorrow's consequences. If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more calm, reality-based insights into money, economics, and the way financial systems actually work.